Morning, this is Gracie Opulenza, and I'm all about eccentric and opulent lifestyle. You can find out a lot more about me on gracieopulenza.com. Okay, so my YouTube now is a mix of me writing a book, so giving you snippets of my life and testimonials, and then talking about my passion for vintage fashion. And it's always been that way. Unique things that are not on trend. I don't buy anything that's on trend. I'll be honest, 10 out of 10. It's always got to be a bargain. It's always got to be on sale, and it's got to be unique like me. So, want to just talk to you about I'm still talking about my background as a child. Grew up in rural Australia. Parents were Italian. Grew up on a farm, beef, cattle farming, and my dad was a sleeper cutter, which means wood, really heavy pieces of wood back in the day for railway. And my mum worked with him in the forest, in the bush in Australia, and my mum worked like a dog, worked like a man, because just that's all she was exposed to. But she was very elegant and stylish back in Italy. But so that's the sad state of events. And because of that, self-pampering was never taught to me. My mum worked the garden, worked the forest, worked the bush, just worked, had 4 children, one with a visual disability. So just work. And they came with nothing, and they did very, very well, but she really worked. So anything like this wasn't hanging on a door. All the couture that she'd brought from Italy, sadly, was given away. But I remember going in her wardrobe, which was not much bigger than this, and just playing with her dresses. And her wedding dress was gorgeous, which she also gave away, which I regret, to be honest. Don't panic. This isn't. This is just shoes. Shoes. A bit of jewelry in here. Completely opposite to my mum. So that's the background. And I just want to say that when I was born, your heritage, your linear line, your bloodline is very, very important. And being back in Italy, I had in my 20s privilege of spending a few months with my grandmother, and she was just all about jewelry, handbags and shoes. Never cooked, never cleaned. Loved my grandmother. So jewelry, handbag and shoes, I'm like, yep. So clearly got that from a grandmother, and she rebelled at 14. She went off, well, her then boyfriend, but husband, yeah, they buggered off. That just didn't happen in those days. So very bold. Now, and I just also want to say that the day I was born, the year I was born, I think play is very significant. And tragically, I was born in 1971. It was one of the biggest floods in the East Gippsland district. So can you imagine me being born, waking up? Well, my parents woke up. They thought there was the ocean and the river. So the river and then the ocean. And they woke up to dead livestock and water coming up. I mean, it was 300 acres. There's a lot of land to be underwater. That's what I was born into. And tragically was then my parents went bankrupt, and my father went into a severe depression. That is the year I was born into. So you can understand then the hardship that I was born into. And it is reflected, and I do believe that has an impact until, as a Christian, I said to God, we need to recapture that. We need to sever that, because that's not my my history, but it's not my future, and definitely far. I've been very, very blessed. So today you're looking at Salvatore Ferragamo, and I've got a love-hate relationship with this brand. I rarely see anyone wearing anything from this brand bar the belt, and I'll show you the belt. And Billions, the series Billions, both men and women wear the belt, which is quite clever. Hold on. And this is the belt. And very popular. And I'll give you an enlightenment. Do you know in the luxury sector, whether it's LV, Dior, Gucci, their most sold items are belts, key rings, or wallets, because they vary from 250 to 300 euro, very affordable. So in the luxury sector, that is where they command a lot, millions and millions of euros, dollars, whatever currency you're in. Did you know that? So, and it's easy, it's affordable, it's a statement. So this bag is unisex. This belt is unisex. Salvatore Ferragamo has really, really done well, and I see it both on men and women. And it's great I wear it with denim shorts, wear it with a skirt. It's really good. Now, remember I said I've got a love-hate relationship with Salvatore Ferragamo? Every item I've bought has broken, including this belt. So they fixed my belt, which basically this kept falling off, which is ridiculous. And then when I was in London, I want to show you this. I asked, because the belt was too big. And the guy just did, I thought, a very pathetic hole. I wasn't watching. I was very disappointed with that. I live in Tuscany. When you do that, you need to measure it. Can you see how it's a little bit offline? Watch. So disappointing on that, but that's okay because it's the least of my worries of what I'm going to reveal. So I like it. Okay, the belt's fixed. It's done. So make sure that when you buy the belt, I think they're around 250, 300 euro, make sure that everything is intact. And yeah, it was somewhere here, if I can remember. Gorgeous Salvatore Ferragamo in Florence, and there's a museum there. Highly, highly recommend it. In fact, when I'm back in Florence, let's see if, I don't think you're allowed to film, but there's some really, really brilliant things. And their archives are amazing, and I do not know for the life of me why they don't tap back into their archives. So Salvatore Ferragamo, gorgeous museum in Florence. Love-hate relationship. I've got a watch as well. 2,500 euro. I could show you that. I should show you that. I'm just trying to think where it is. Diamonds. It stopped working after 3 months. But though, to be fair, here they fixed about, gave me some Prosecco while I was waiting. The watch, they completely replaced it because it broke down twice. And I said, this is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. So they did, and they gave me an additional box. Trying to really think where that watch is. One moment. I can't find my watch. I know it's somewhere here. My stuff's been in storage for 4 years, so I'm slowly reorganising things. It must be somewhere. So yeah, so that broke down twice. So they gave me a whole complete new watch, which is good. But now this is the third Salvatore Ferragamo. And I like the brand. I think it's expensive. It's really inexpensive on Vestiaire, which is a pre-loved platform. Now, I'm going to show you this bag. It's in excellent condition. You can see it's hardly been worn. In fact, I think it's not been worn at all. I can tell because if it had, look. Now, I'm going to go into Florence and I'm going to ask them what's going on here, and I'll show you in a minute. Look, you can tell. Let me go. into the sunlight. Why don't I hang it there? Look. Beautifully made. I think it's adorable. How are we going to do this? Look. I live amongst 10,000 olive trees in here in Tuscany. Let's sort of hang it on there. Beautiful. You can see. Oh, maybe it's too bright, the sun. It's not. It's absolutely in excellent condition. You can tell when a bag's been used, and you can tell by this. Look, this has got nothing on it. But look what's happening here. What's going on here? Is that how they made it? Is that part of the way it's done? Like, I think I've worked with artisans. It's just not how you would finish a product. And it's adorable. This is some kind of polyester. And this bag would have easily been, €1,000 or more, right? But even as a brand, I got it on Vestiaire, even as a brand, why would you even allow that on the market? Like, is this seconds? What's going on here? It isn't good for your brand. Now, let me tell you what's going on with Burberry. That was made in Italy, and then they took it back. I'm just going to come out of the sun. And I know this for a fact. I was there for the launch, for the men's launch. Big hoo-ah in 2014. It was amazing. The Brits bought it back, which is great. Just going to go here. And Burberry's in big trouble. They could almost fold, bankruptcy, because they wanted to get away from the chav hats and belts image. And that is, for me, the biggest mistake they've ever done, because it was the chavs that made the brand, people would buy it. What did I say? Belts, hats, accessories is what keeps the millions ticking in any luxury sector. What you've got to understand, in the mainstream, you'll get your stuff, but for the super rich, they'll be the stuff you'll never see. So I'll say it again. Belt broke, they fixed it. My watch, they fixed it. I don't know where that watch is. Now I'm going to look for it. But why would you even allow that out of a factory? I'm assuming that this is seconds, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to go into Salvatore Ferragamo, where they fixed my watch, and I'm going to ask the question. Now, in the luxury sector, I don't think you're going to get a great customer service or a warm welcome. They don't like people like me. Italians can be incredibly condescending and very defensive, but you keep pushing back. Unrelenting is my top tip, and you say, this is the brand. What's going on here? And it'll be interesting to see their reactions. Even if it's a seconds, not even outlets would sell a poor quality like this, because it isn't a great image of the brand. Even though, as I said, the belt broke, the watch broke twice, they completely replaced it, and all the mechanisms are from Switzerland, and it's got diamonds. Gosh, I hope I can find that watch. But why would you do that? I absolutely adore it. No matter what, I'm keeping it. I did get it on Vestiaire. It's clearly never been used. I think it's a seconds. But I didn't realise that luxury brands would release seconds. Where did they get the hold of the bag? Where did it come from? I'm going to try and find out from the seller this morning. I'll just say, look, for €115, I'm not returning this bag. I know. Go on Vestiaire and see how much Salvatore Ferragamo bags are going for. In fact, there's another one there that I'm very tempted to get. Great quality, Beautiful leather. This is, I think, really unique. My teenager daughter looked at it, snapped it, going in her room. In fact, I got it from her room. I had to go and hunt it down, which is fantastic. I'm teaching my children the quality of made in Italy. But in this case, what's going on? Yes, my teenager daughter does this to me every morning. So let's take a real close look here. Why would you release this to anyone on the market? It isn't good for your brand. Beautiful bag. It's new. It's never been worn, I can tell. And I think, well, if it's seconds, the question I'm going to ask is, why was this, as a brand, allowed to get onto the market? Now, I bought it on Vestiaire, €115. Absolute bargain. Love it. Not returning it. The seller was very, very clear. Or is that part of it, you think? She says it's the paint on stitching here. But more and more I think about it, and that's all I want to ask. Why is that supposed to be part of it? To me, it's not. It's where they've machining and attaching the leather to this. It's the same material as in a suitcase, which is fantastic because it'll be easy to wipe. I do not want to touch it. Hello, friends, because I want an answer. And you can see it's never been used. And the reason you can tell that, look, there's not a scratch on it. Came in the original cloth bag. I love the clasp. How to wear is what makes a great luxury bag, and the leather. Beautiful leather. This is my favourite colour. Love, love, love this. So it comes and, oh, look, there's not a scratch here. This bag is new. And then, look at this. My wallet, 25 years old. What a match, from Japan. Look at the quality of that. And, oh, there's my car keys. How can you tell it's the original? I mean, they might come in and say, no, this is not the original bag at all. But Vestiaire, you pay €15. And there's your code. That looks pretty original to me. But I will challenge them. I'll say, is this a fake? Is this an imitation? And they should be able to, and we'll find out if they can. Now, AU, does that mean Australia? I have no idea. That's why I'm going to go in and we're going to learn a little bit. But look at the inside of the bag. Oh, you can't. It's never been used. It's never been used. So therefore, that's what I'm saying. This has come out of the manufacturing. If it's a seconds, how did it get out of the factory? We are in Italy, by the way. Theft is very, very high. That can't be the way that the original bag was made. It would be amazing if they could show me the original. Because, you know, if it's seconds, clearly it gets sold. But I wouldn't even release because it's tarnishing to the brand. Third item, the watch. I had to send back twice. They gave me a new one. The belt broke. They fixed it. Now the bag. Why do I keep gravitating to this brand? I just quite don't have an idea because it keeps coming to me. Salvatore Ferragamo saying, help me, Gracie, help me. Call them out. Challenge them. Put them on the spot. Put them on the defence. Because of my bullying throughout my life, I am not afraid to confront, to speak up, to speak out. The dots join in life. So you can read a lot more about my bullying on my blog. Not that I'm going into bully, but I know the reaction and it's going to be defensive. The first question, 100%, they'll say, where did you get it from? Where did you get it from? That is not the answer. The answer is, what's going on here and why would you put it on the market? Do not ask me where you got it from. None of your damn business. When you're buying a luxury bag, always keep the receipt. Got the receipt? It's a lot easier to exchange, to challenge. Notorious luxury brands, they don't care. They don't like people like me coming in challenging them. It's quite frowned upon. Keep your receipt. But something like this, I don't have the receipt, but it doesn't matter. It is still the brand. I've got a gorgeous 1980s Gucci bag. Same idea. None of this is happening. So, when am I going to Florence? Very soon. Brace yourself, because it's going to get ugly.